The greatest thing to happen on PlayStation. Just the greatest. It's the greatest. Yes, by far. Yes. All right. What's up, everybody? If you've been listening and or watching or reading PlayStation blog, following up on PlayStation news lately, this past week, you would have heard some news about Sony having surveys. They have multiple surveys this week, but one of them included opinions on whether or not, or opinions on the fact of, or the situation of having God of War 2 in one packaged in with God of War 3's Collector's Edition. I have to say, this is by far one of the greatest things to happen on PlayStation. Just the idea to have this to happen, because this opens up a lot of new situations or strategies to help games sell. Jak 4 is to come out. They have Jak 2, 1, 2, and 3. Another Ratchet & Clank game comes out. Of course, they couldn't put Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction on there because that's just too much space taken up. But they could put, Ratchet & Clank from the PlayStation 2 days on there. They did not state how they would do this. Whether they would, like, within the Blu-ray case, they put in a Blu-ray version of God of War 1 and 2 on one disc, or if they would have it to where you beat God of War 3 and you unlock God of War 1 on like the same disc. It'll be like, do you want to play God of War 1 on the main menu? So like they would have to put some space on reservation on the Blu-ray disc. They couldn't do too much because, of course, PS2 games, most of them, probably all of them, past like the first year of development, were dual layered. Which means they took up basically a little less than 9 gigs. So, they gotta save some space if they want to put God of War 1 and 2. Of course, the compression abilities of computers have increased a lot in the past 2 years, so they can put 9 gigs of a PS2 game. They can compress it maybe to like, I say 5, so they can put God of War 1, God of War 2. They'll take up, I say, combined, if they compress it like the most they can, they can do it in about, I say, 12, 13 gigs. Save 12, 13 gigs on the Blu-ray disc. God of War 3 takes up roughly 40 gigs of the Blu-ray disc with music and levels and graphics. Put God of War 1 and 2 on there. Or even if they don't want to do that, they can have a separate online service where when you beat the game, you have the ability to download God of War 2, God of War 1 onto your PlayStation 3, just like they have Warhawk, and you just open it up and just start playing. That would probably be the way I suggest them to do it, because that'd be so much easier, and then they wouldn't have to possibly leave out features in God of War 3 that would make it more than just the best game of this year, but or next year. I want that game to come out so bad this year, but we all know it's coming out next year. It's just coming out next year. Okay, it's just take my word for it. But yeah, if they were able to have it to where they have a separate server to where you can download God of War 1 and 2 after you beat God of War 3, I'm gonna be playing some God of War 3, 2, and 1. Just get back into the God of War. Had God of War Chains of Olympus. I really enjoyed that game. I played God of War 2. Never played God of War 1. Never played God of War 1. But I will be picking it up. Even if they don't have this situation to where they pack in God of War 2 and 1 into the God of War 3 Collector's Edition, I think I'm still gonna go pick up God of War 1 or 2 from EB Games, aka GameStop, and just play through it. I'm a PS2 because my new 160 gigabyte does not support backwards compatibility, you bastard. But yeah, Sony, if you're listening to this, if anybody from Sony is listening to this, please do it, because that would open up a lot of leadway into helping games sell and making games better. I can see them doing this with Ratchet & Clank. I can see them doing with, of course, I say Jak, of course, God of War, Gran Turismo's. They could bring in, because I know they're going to delete some modes for past games and bring those modes in there. Because I believe. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. What other game could they do this for? You can do it for Twisted Metal. Do it for Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is most likely going to be a PSN, so they'll probably, if they're going to do that, they could just release Twisted Metal on PlayStation 1. The Crash Bandicoot, new Crash Bandicoot games, of course. Crash Bandicoot, they no longer have the same developer, so yeah, went multi-plat. Who else could they do this for besides Ratchet & Clank, Jak, and God of War? If you can think of anybody, please leave comments right there. I'm stuck. Who else? Tomb Raider's gone multi-plat, so there's really no reason for me to do it with that. Sports games, really no reason. I really can't think of anything else. I really can't. But if you can, remember, leave a comment right there, bro. Right there. That's pretty much it. But yes, please do that. I would love that idea. That would definitely make God of War 3 the best game of next year. Alright, not coming out this year, but next year. Because it would just offer too much. You couldn't beat that. It's 3 games in one, and not only 3 games in one, 3 really, really good. 3 AAA titles in one. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. All for $60 or $70, depending on whether or not they want to go that route with the collector's edition. Sony, you need to go back to your old marketing plan to where you released your first party games were $10 less than third party games. That would help them sell a lot. But I know God of War 3, if you don't want to do that, that's up to you, baby. You do that, you do you. You do you. So yeah, it's your boy Johnson HD. That's all I got on God of War 3 right now. Deuces.